Hey, so I didn't know it was like 2 years since the Kaikoura earthquake. That's quite a cool synchromesh. I suppose I live in Dunedin usually. All that stuff's out there, but I live in Dunedin. I've been travelling. Recently I did a motorbike tour through India, and I started in the south and then I ended up in the Himalayas. And this is the book of the drawings. It's a secret show. And that was a 6-month journey, so I've sort of been, I've kind of called it a bit of a self-initiation, in that, anyway, I love the landscape in India and I like the roughness, but part of the journey was also that I entered this art award in Canada and won one of the paper awards, and this was the body of work, these paper ones. And initially this was a series of works on paper from 12 years ago with a really big canvas series called Giant Saints Monsters, and none of the drawings got seen, and they were really automatic, and I had a camera on my head at the time. And this was before GoPros and stuff like that. It was quite rudimentary. And so basically this is a reconstituted set of work that's been cycling through, and every time it's been picked up where I've been at that moment. And the mural I made out of it was made as a whole, so none of these were actually anticipated as single sets at the time. And because they weren't focused on as single objects, the periphery of the flow of the work kind of liberated them a bit from the spotlight of my attention. So by anticipating it as a kind of kit set collage mural, and it was about 5 metres by 4 metres, and I made a Makan type gate, and in Asian process, the gate is an initiation portal from one skin, psychic skin, or a learning, or a passage, or trying to move on, from embedded material, you might say imprints. So I made a gate to pass through my own process, and it was really cool that it was shown in Montreal in Nova Scotia, but best of all it was in this defunct church. They hung it mid-ear, so the backs and the fronts. So it was this big, it was kind of ridiculous. It was so big and flat, it's just like our digital world. It sort of says, wow, and actually it's pokered and it falls apart. EMP pulse and it falls apart, it's not real. So I think the journey through India and constantly encountering my own process of projection and attachment and annoyance and wonder and gratitude and annoyance and it was safe. So there was a process that I went through, and I think that's what art's about at every level. And I'm cursed and blessed for ambition, which means I kind of amplify my storms and teacups maybe, but it is all real, it's out there. There is an exploding, there is a new paradigm afoot, in terms of the West and our position as a sort of global marketeer, colonist empire, and New Zealand is part of the empire. So to sort of be near the Silk Road and that kind of developmental, emerging globalist economy, and then thinking a lot about climate change, both in a sort of earth-based factoid. So I called the show SUBDUCTION because it's a sexy word. And I was watching a TV show. It was an American show where they drain the oceans and have a look at what's under there, CGI and radar. But then they went to Kaikoura. I was like, oh wow, New Zealand's disasters make the cut. And so I just that word, I'm a bit of a You know, a bit of a wordy sort of symbolist guy. I think symbolist though. Subduction, yeah, going under one plate going under the other, and the thing that struck me about the doco was that I'd been in Nova Scotia, where the world's biggest tides are. So yeah, apparently as much water as all the fresh water that flows to the ocean globally comes into this inlet, like every time, you know, it fills up. And I couldn't quite comprehend that, but it was some crazy, you know, 15 metre, and it rushes in like a mountain river. You know, you wouldn't believe it was the ocean rising. You sort of stand there and it sort of creeps up. So yeah, there were these sort of mythic correlations between my physical journey, bike trip, and you know, the danger of the bike trip. I mean, Jesus, chickens and people doing drains on the road, babysitting happening in the middle of the highway. I mean, yeah, you just got to flow with it, eh? You know, so it's sort of these are, you know. And then yeah, subduction, these big underwater landslides, like we can't comprehend quite how big they are. You know, like whole regions of New Zealand in the Kermadec Trench, you know, sort of, you know, millions of tons of crap gets displaced when there's these shocks. So to me that just was an analogy to A, globalism, B, unconscious. And you know, if humans are going to survive climate change, whatever your spin on climate change is, whether that's a manufactured protocol of elites to just fear, or whether it is Earth heating up, as it always has. Working out what's underneath the surface of ourselves individually and collectively is the process of elevation. So Eckhart Tolle talks about raising thought above. So raising above thought, not below. Yeah. So there's a place beyond words, and there's a place below. So yeah, making the, you know, like things get muddy before they get clear. So yeah, I find art a bit like that. And yeah, so this is a big jazzy, free jazzy flow. So I wrote some crap, and I'm going to enjoy reading it. Anyone want to say something to me? Ask something pertinent?
Were they hung this way, James?
Oh, thanks. Good one. No, they were hung the other way, but like the Matrix. Yeah, I've been doing the stratery thing for a while. It kind of holds chaos a bit. It's a bit of a trick. But you know, it's just like a beat, you know. Yeah. Simon Cahn does something very similar, this surfing thing. Yeah. And you can do heaps with it. This one was from a separate series. I had this residency in 2012, which felt really pretentious too, with the Mayan whatnots. And but it's the same thing. Like I was in Muriwai, north of Auckland, where McCann did his grief series around James K. Baxter travelling, dying. And yeah, just the sound of the ocean for 8 weeks, and having a broken heart about someone, and yeah, a bit of sand on it and resin, and yeah, a lot more abstract, a lot less kind of talking in it. But yeah, I just happen to have it because I'm travelling, so yeah, redshift. So nothing to do with Jacinda or anything, just light years, man. Yeah, light years. From the perspective of our higher selves, bloody rip into it, son. A full realised into being of conscious contact. Carl Sagan retro-engineering the pineal gland in a time machine. Some spiritual dewdrop. River, cloud, formless, reforming, liquid, shape-shifting, cosmic life force. The sands of memory in irreducible indigenous ecologies of soul. From this perspective, of this ordinary, divine intermesh of telepathic, subatomic, no time, no loss, no less, recall of is, was, will be, twinkle in your dad's eye, groin of groan, and your mum's primal heave-ho. From this higher self-perspective and the masculine, feminine contortions of natural law, yang structural, yin fluid, convex paradoxes shimmer in biological seasons, sparks in mind fly up. Trouble gouging social capital to metrics and civilizational horror economies. Plantation Ocene, capital Ocene. Emergent quantum particulates swarm infometric cognitive dissonances. Gary's group gluten-free irritable bowel and obese outnumber the starving. My memory strangelets fizzing in semi-autonomous polyps, fissures and roids of India. High sugar, white flour, colonial cash grab, farmed social engineered war, Freud Marx colony. Pastoral community, bourgeois market, gentrified humanity, slum dwelling downgrade from this higher self. The hormonal battle of carry-away, flesh-made word advance of owner-operator transhumanist magics. Intergenerational enzyme of disempowered middle-class dinosaur redundancy, Jesus lizard Christ. Pussy whipped. IT geeks. Remotely suggestible alpha shallow imprint art ghosts. A faint shadow, I'm unaware, looms Plato's cave and the gentle war of subductive unconscious designs, this kit set meat suit identity monologue meme cluster. From occult masters, culture pilgrims, it ain't your friend, government university sanctioned story of religion or science. The milieu of consensus, rectile, politic, identity, think tank, sci-fi, fiddling, kindness whispers. A vital intelligence, vast in scope, before man. A whole ray beam, potentially universe-wide. Open my cynical muscle forehead, clenched focus hunter of righteousness. These flowers are pretty. A girl with stones in her hands, vibrational orchestra. Who made the worlds? Making the cosmos, making the words. The seed on a beam, responsibility, remember morality down the rabbit hole, my education, genetics, culture, like a cup shuffle game, casino is ego. My race down through deeper time enfolds rumbling cataclysms like farts, tweaking empires like nipples, smacking the arse of conformity's nappy. Orange German Smeg. Plastic retro, adaptive gene mimic, viral off-world origins, secret space program, Kiwi outsourced. The Dark Mountain Manifesto tells we seldom are prepared for mass collapse, mass death, starvation, civilizational heat engine, the whole biosphere an oil-run machine, hurtling exponentially into a meme-implanted CIA eugenics sci-fi acid story, inherited from Nazi think tanks, consensus trance and group autogenics. But it's not pure. It's a sedimentary particulate that accumulates inside local bodies, looks out from primitive psychic structure over medieval animal minds and skins like a sidewalk and went back in time to recreate the origin of Ragnarok. The Bible, Norse epics. Or your time-travelling blue gods, mixed gender. Downloading oral recitals, Mahbatra and cell phone scooter multiplicity of open sewer trash festival with eternal surf roadworks. Projects of Shiva, the destroyer and creator. From Ohio's, lovely GE, eco, cacao, ethical source, chocolate. Production, Buddhist, non-attachment, hypothetical AI, body inhabitant, biochemical, happy addict. No one is here, this isn't happening. These memories, these unconscious, woolly half-memories of life, these crippled, crumbled, caged algorithms, yearnings of inverted dualisms, checkerboard of insider war of soul, the fractured Masonic corrupted evil of control creating plausible dependency, Farming, a speciality language of rotting insoluble psychic built on primal data and bacterium directing innermost chromosomes and solar system dictates. Orbs, traversing in wholly donut-shaped toroidal flows from the centre of your head and heart and centre of the planets in the galaxy, electromagnetic 7.83 Hz, Schumann resonant cosmic tendrils, the electric universe, galaxies of energy and information, thought before being, being before consciousness, consciousness before presence, an anus, a black hole, a rewrite of absence eternal, a mud of pure confusion, cascades of undersea collapse, oceans of strata shifted like colonic and prolapsed bowel collider. Millions of tons of displacement, redundancies, depressions, suicides, and homeless illegal Kiwis. Psychic casualties of technocracy, existential trauma, kill the poor, kill the poor, kill the poor tonight. Birth and death and tax in all the colours and fluctuations of the right joys and feelings, relationships and giddying multiplicities of self-interests, fear of fake money, fear of fake time, and peer identifiers. And precious thin veneer of the status monkey, the hierarchy of flagellant of pure situational immediacy, seeker touching you now, seen from a higher perspective, a pure joy. Consciousness exists outside of time. A simple conclusion, a known, alive earth, reality seen from a higher self, a holistic unfoldment, a guided symphony, a wounded healing, a necessary sacrifice, falling into time, the folding of vast echoes of history, a blur of memory, a short attention, a spark of now, till consequence takes hold forever. Dark tunnels yawn, clawing fingers tearing at facades of immature, partial, crippled, kidult fantasy of privatised containment, a collapse, a birth, a monumental, essential extinction, error, sermon for nonsense survivors, and art galleries like 18th century sailboats. Subtle but edgy, dynamic and compelling. This is a show you must not miss.
Thank you, James.